Cześć, to Maja i Łukasz z Fundacji Uplan Culture. Jesteśmy w Nicosii, gdzie realizujemy projekt Unity in Diversity, Jedność w różnorodności wraz z naszym cypryjskim partnerem Generation for Change.
Przyjechaliśmy spotkać się z aktywistami i działaczami, żeby wspólnie porozmawiać o środowisku wielokulturowym w podzielonej stolicy.
Miasto wyróżnia się bogatą wielokulturowością, która wynika zarówno z długiej historii, jak i różnorodności etnicznej i religijnej. Jest to zarówno bogactwem, jak i wyzwaniem dla tutejszej społeczności.
Hi, my name is Orestis Papamiltiadis. I'm the Program Integration Manager of NGO Generation for Change CY, where we support vulnerable and marginalized groups with humanitarian aid, empowerment and integration programs, and we advocate and promote interculturalism. On the one side, it is interesting because it's quite unique. However, on the other side, it is sad and it is complicated. Definitely, it is impacting our lives more than we can imagine. It impacts cross-cultural relationships, it impacts nationalism, it impacts hate, and overall social cohesion in Cyprus. Also, our generation, while it's a young generation, it is still affected as the militarization of the island is an outcome of this. Everyone has to go to the military at the age of 18, so I believe that it affects us a lot. Now it's becoming indeed more multicultural. People, refugees and migrants are coming in the past 8 years from countries like sub-Saharan African countries, from the Middle East, and this of course has a positive outcome to the island in terms of multiculturalism. Now we see communities from people from Syria, from Palestine, from African countries like Cameroon and Congo and Somalia, and much more.
Hello, I am Nicosia and I'm the co-founder and managing director of Jedność for Change CY. A high emphasis on building interculturalism, in essence to create a space for cultural interaction, exchange and dialogue between the host community but also people of migrant and refugee communities. So we organize different cultural events, different sports events, different meet-up just to create a space where people can meet on equal levels and just get to know each other better, break stereotypes and promote social cohesion. Of course, everywhere is a good place to build the culturalism and build diversity. I mean, the world is diverse. You can see how things are changing rapidly. You have multicultural cities, you have multicultural schools, different environment teams. So, of course, diversity is a very, very positive thing for everyone. There is an exchange of ideas, exchange of insights, of skills. So yes, Cyprus is definitely a space to promote diversity and taking into consideration that Cyprus is already intercultural. And it's a multicultural in the sense that you have also the two communities, like the two first communities you can say, and which also within them they have different sub-communities. So we're talking about the Turkish Cypriot, the Greek-speaking Cypriots, the Maronites, and other communities here in Cyprus.
Jesteśmy dokładnie w połowie strefy buforowej. Za nami jest Home for Cooperation. To tutaj spotykają się działacze dążący do pojednania jednej i drugiej strony, tej greckiej oraz tureckiej.
My name is Lambros. I am working as a project coordinator for the Association for Historical Dialogue and Research in the Home for Cooperation. Surrealism. As I live in the south, I work in the buffer zone, I have friends from the north, and in general it's a very weird situation because we have the same city but different worlds and realities. Due to the political status of the North being an unrecognized state that is only recognized by Turkey, and therefore it's so dependent on the economy of Turkey, many people from the North are starting to move to the South to work. But also you have a movement from the South to the North, not to find work, but to do shopping. So everyone is trying to find ways to improve their financial well-being. I wouldn't say it's popular to go out to the other side. However, the marginalized, a small minority is doing it. People that are more open to the idea of crossing and showing their ID. I mean, Greek Cypriots in general do not consider it as a different country. So basically, there are many people that refuse to show their ID because they don't want to support occupation. It's not well seen. Often you can get negative comments from people if they hear. However, as a peace builder, I consider it a very important activity to do, and I think it breaks down a lot of stereotypes. We try to normalize crossing because we want interactions and mutual understanding to exist in this island. I have crossed many times to the north. I never had a bad experience in the north. Also, I think similar things hold for Turkish Cypriots. It's possible that they receive an unwelcome experience because racism exists in both sides and fascists exist in both sides. In this minority that is willing to cross and explore and meet and question and discuss, there is no conflict. However, the conflict in our generation exists. There is an intergenerational trauma that often goes from grandparents to parents to children of the experiences of each family, because a very big proportion of the population was affected or displaced or have people that they lost. However, we believe that it doesn't serve to the future. A lot of stereotypes exist because of this intergenerational trauma. This is not true just for the South, it's also true for the North, but also in a different context. You have to think of the history. This is the place that the conflict started to get more intense. Nicosia was the first place to be divided in 1963-64 with the first intercommunal violence. The capital has been a very quiet place, kind of abandoned place because of this threat in both sides. In the north, the last few years, more pubs are opening after the crossings opened in 2003, so it's giving a new character to the city. In the south, the same reasons exist for being more abandoned and more quiet in the beginning. There is a migrant population coming, but also there are young people that want to live in the old town because it has a very multicultural and interesting energy, and also for activism, it's an alive city. Imagine program has been a big success, bringing students from schools together to discuss about identities, about stereotypes. The youth generation is the one that will live more years from today in this island, so it's very important to target the youth, include the youth in this process, because they are the ones that they are also gonna suffer the consequences, and the migration issue that is not being addressed right now in the proper way. All these things are not sustainable, and the youth will suffer the consequences. So the youth is important try to be aware of this and be active to try to change it, because the people are very comfortable that take decisions, and it's very hard to expect from them to solve or try to solve the issue, since it's not to their own interest. Of course, I have a wish. I want the demilitarization of Cyprus. Don't want young people to have to go to the army when they are 18 years old and destroy their years of exploration and cultivating hate at the period when you are supposed to be open and explore the world, being closed, restricted and brainwashed. I wish the future generation doesn't have to pass through this. What we are trying to do here is to bring people together and encourage interactions, encourage understanding between the different perspectives of history in order to be able to live together. Because even if there is a solution, hypothetically tomorrow, we have to be able to exist. So everything is very is not working well if we are isolated. It's not a sustainable situation to be the way we are with no cooperation at all. So it's very hard to fight together about a united Cyprus without borders because of the current division. We do our best to encourage interactions and change the mindset of the way that they view the other side, the so-called enemy, in order to prepare the society for this next step, which I don't see coming anytime soon.